Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Subsistence Accelerated. For those of you who are new to the series, this is an accelerated and altered version of the Subsistence map. All resources and production units are increased pretty dramatically in some areas, probably some too much. But the idea behind this series is to demonstrate that, in my personal opinion, it does not need to be quite as crazy as it has been for the last few years. Subsistence is probably the hardest, even with this accelerated version, the hardest and most absolutely die-hard version of a survival sim that exists. Now, what we've got going on here again is that all loot, if you will, well, not all loot, but I should say all crafting requirements and building outputs are dramatically increased to reduce the time. Subsistence, my biggest complaint about it is that it has an incredibly long progression time. It takes a very long time to get anywhere in the simulator of any real value. Well, we have accelerated that quite a bit. Hunters are turned on. They are out there in the world, and we are now coming up into day 10 as soon as the sun rises. So, last time I know that we took down a hunter, we went and raided their base, so now we're just sort of catching back up and seeing where we are at here. Got quite a few things we have to address. Definitely got to start getting ready for further expansion here. So one of the things that I want to start looking at doing is getting to wherever we need to be in order to get down into the water. We want to get down into those caves. Those caves are where all the magic happen. But unfortunately, you definitely have to be prepped. You have to have plenty of gear. You need to have plenty of armor. You got to have plenty of resources to take with you out there. Oh, hello. I mean, if you're going to be right there waiting for me, why would I not? Let's just grab that right now. Alright, got some copper. Let's see if there's anything good inside the box. Some more ammo. Can't ever have too much ammo, right? Especially when we're dealing with subsistence. Okay, so where did I see those shotgun shells? It's been a while since even I have played. So, let's see. What do we got here? We don't really need to make any ammunition at the moment. We got plenty. Well, we could probably hold up with some rifle rounds. Let's see what it takes to make those. And again, crafting times is another thing that I have drastically accelerated. And again, it's just all about speeding up the progression of the sim. I'm not necessarily doing any hacks. We're not doing any kind of inventory hack. We still have to go out and gather everything when we need, and if we run out, we need to go out and get more. So we're not doing any kind of inventory hacking or anything like that. It's just a matter of reducing the progression. Looks like the sun's getting ready to come up. Let's see where our stats are at. Food is looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and see if we have anything to eat that's already cooked. I can't remember if we do or not. We need to get some more glass going to finish up the top level. I don't really have anything cooked, so we should probably grab some protein. Let's grab a steak here. Let's grab a few tomatoes. And I think, yep, I heard a fire burning. Got plenty of fuel in there. Drop that in. Where's my canteen? See if we have any canteens upstairs. I'm pretty sure I made quite a few extras. Oh, good job, Mike. Alright, yep, we do. Okay, so there's a canteen there. Let's see what we've got going on inside the planter. The planter now also only takes about a day and a half to make the magic happen. So let's see here. Let's drop some more onions. Let's get these potatoes, and then we can harvest some seeds. Medicinal herbs, I really like. I mean, I have the seeds, but there's just, in my opinion, not much use for them right now. They're pretty easy to get even without me hacking anything, and that I did not change. That whatever you plants, fibers, you get the same amount that you always do. Let's see here. Let's grab that canteen, actually. Let's grab that potassium. We're going to need it. And let's drop that on there. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Get some water on that. Alright, far out. And drop that downstairs. And let's go check on our dinner, breakfast, whatever the hell it is. Turn that light off. We don't need it anymore. Almost. Should be medium right about now. There it is. Hey, perfect timing. Alright, folks. So now what we are looking to do is we want to make my next goal. Let's see if we can get this done today. Is getting a diving station done. We may actually have some of this. So let's see here. We're a little short on power. Power is going to be an issue here for a minute, but it's starting to come up as the sun rises. We got a few solar panels up on the roof. So, you know what? I think we'll go and wander around. Well, you know what? I already have that. We already have those, and I've even got the 10 planks. Why not? We'll just go ahead and wait for a second. And you know what? We can even flip on our generator. And again, power input is another thing that I did modify. We're getting significantly more power than what the default game gives you. There are methods that you guys can look up on how to edit a subsistence map file. I don't distribute mine simply because I'm not necessarily trying to steer people away from purchasing the game as is or learn their way around. I mean no disrespect to the developer, simply trying to show that I do not believe that progression is something that needs to be as long as it is. Although I have been playing Subsistence since it first launched. It is my favorite simulator of all, and it's only in this last couple months that I even learned how to do this. So it's still, even with the progression, what it is. And by the way, I will tell you guys right out of the gate, you can use things like Cheat Engine if you wish, and that will allow you to edit your inventories even in multiplayer. As long as you are the person hosting the server, you can make your edits. So I'll throw that out there just because, again, I feel like that this game would have significantly more attention if certain things were reduced. But there it is. That's what we need. Diving station, and drop it. Now the trick is, even when we make the diving station, it's still not going to be time to go wander around, because you can bet your money there's going to be hunters inside the caves. So we need to take a look at what we need. We're going to need to make sure that we have plenty of clothing, armor. We need to be ready. What we really need to do is find another weapons case, a locked case, and see if we can't get some weapons parts. We really need some weapons parts. Really don't really want to go down there until we have the means to do so. So the idea is we're going to turn this sort of into the bedroom thing. Yes, you can do full furnishings now, things like that. But I think we're going to make this a giant work area. Everything we need is pretty much going to be up here. We're going to see how that goes. Okay, so now let's start looking at what some of this stuff takes. So we're going to need zinc fragments, cordage. That's an easy one. The padded cloth. So we need cotton for that. We do have some cotton. Alloy sheets. We've got plenty of that. And some rope. We certainly have a ton of sinew that we can use to make the rope. So let's just go wander around for today, guys. We're going to go wander around and see what we can scavenge up while we're out in the wild. So let's go on out. And hopefully we'll have ourselves a good, productive day. Beautiful day. Absolutely stunning. That's the other thing I love. This game, it runs on DirectX 9. And the scenery is just phenomenal for it. I think the only other complaint that I have about the simulator... Oh, we're going to grab those and run those back inside real quick and put them in the fridge. Later on, it's sort of like that show Alone, I think, is the biggest thing that's appealing to me. And the other thing that's really appealing to me is there aren't any freaking zombies in it. I think I'm just burned out on the zombie culture. Like, every game you play... I would challenge someone to count how many zombie games you can purchase on Steam now. 7 Days to Die, The Infected, Green Hell. Well, I guess Green Hell doesn't have zombies, but it's got cannibal eating, native tribes. What else am I thinking of? The Forest, Sons of the Forest, whatever. Then you have, what else am I missing? What, Scum, wasn't that one too? And then I feel like I'm missing one. Mist, that was another one. Like, they're just zombie after zombie after zombie. It's like, guys, enough. Like, do we have no imagination anymore? Alright, so we're just going to wander on out. I recommend you never stop harvesting. Now, things I've changed, like, for example, these loot boxes, I've absolutely increased the rate. Like nails and things like that, you can see you get a ton of nails. So you can start building your bases pretty quick. I mean, we're already on day 11. Is what we just started. That's day 11, day 10. We just started day 10. And, I mean, yeah, we have a big house, but there's still, we haven't even come close to touching the end game content. Like, we are nowhere close. It's just, like, not even on the same plane of existence. I also increased the weapon damage of many of the weapons. Like, for example, you can drop a wolf in 1 or 2 arrows, depending on the shot. Pretty realistic, where before it was 4. I think you can drop a bear in 4 arrows now. things like that. The trees, they no longer yield like 4 or 5 logs. They'll yield like 10. Oh, what do we have here? That looks like iron, I think. We'll go ahead and get it since we're going to start crafting more stuff here. There we go. Let's see if I can change that. I just realized the whole bottom of the screen is cut off for you guys. I'm not quite sure why. But I did see it. There you go. That looks right. Okay, anyway, moving on. Like, a lot of the weapon damage was just not... it just wasn't realistic at all. And again, you know, that's the beauty about this. And I will say that if you decide to learn how to patch or update the map settings, you know, you'll have to use a hex editor. You'll have to use an Unreal Engine Explorer and all kinds of stuff like that. But if he updates, if and when he updates the simulator again, you will have to do all of your changes again. You won't be able to copy them over, otherwise the build will be different. So just keep that in mind. When he updates it, I figure based on how long it took me to learn how to do it, and now that I have an understanding of what I'm doing, it's about, it'd be about a day's work, easily. Like probably 6 to 7 hours to get it all back to where it is now. But it's such a fun simulator, it really is. See, 2 rifle rounds, one of them being a poor shot. To me, that just makes more sense. Seems realistic. I don't feel like it's unrealistic. I think we're near water. Chickens, you know, they have a good sprint, but you can pick one up pretty quick. You know, as someone who has worked around chickens before, yes, they're fast, but, you know, you can get the jump on one pretty quick. As much as I'm not trying to be Captain Hunter, we are going to drop the deer. Oh, maybe not. Not if I miss the shot. I just wanted his antlers for the adhesive. I do see a box over there, but I don't want to kill the wolf. Not this time. It is a simulator that will keep you busy for hours and hours and hours. The scenery is gorgeous. I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's see what we can find out here. What we're looking for is one of the longer rectangular gray boxes. Those are the ones that are locked, and they have all the goodies in them. Tons of goodies in them. Let's see what we can find here. And they can spawn just about anywhere on the map. Alright, I got more nails, gunpowder and shells. Wow, I have hit like the spawn jackpot today though. Like there are boxes everywhere. I'm not normally this lucky. Apparently this is the zone to be in this beautiful morning. Oh, we got Mr. Bear over there. Let's hope he just hangs out on his side of the fence here. Gotta watch for hunters. No idea where all of them are camped out yet. Looks like we got a carrot or something right down there. Well, let's see what we get. Sometimes you get a carrot. That time we got the seed. That's totally okay. I did also increase the yield of the plant beds. And again, because, you know, like one of the things that you couldn't do, you either had the choice to eat your vegetable or whatever grew, or you had the chance, I'm not going to grab that, we have a ton of iron, or you had the opportunity to harvest the seed. And that's just not, again, I designed it, you know, when I edited the map, I did it with the idea of trying to make it a bit more realistic to what would happen in the real world. You know, you can absolutely eat 95% of a tomato and then take the seeds and stick them in the dirt. You know, so things like that are the things that I've changed. Things to speed up the progression and make things a bit more realistic where you're not constantly struggling to survive. And I will admit, like, when it comes time, the only reason why I haven't gone back and edited the map to make it a bit more difficult, because to be honest, like I said, I've got some things that are too easy. And I need to work on that. So, you know, there's not quite enough labor that I need to do out in the world, and so I'm going to increase the difficulty in certain areas. But the reason why I'm holding off right now is because if the developer Cold Game sticks to his normal pattern, I should say, we should be due soon for a patch. Now, the one thing that I will say about this developer, I don't even know if he ever even sees these or not, but I will say that he is not the best at communicating with his crowd. But at the same token, a lot of people, like on this Discord, my gosh, they will lose their mind. You need to communicate. You need to do this. First off, this game is only $14. Oh, I'm going to shut up for a second. We have hunters nearby. That's a campfire right there. We'll go after our deer here. Keeping an eye out for the hunters. The hunters sort of start out the same way you do. I mean, they'll go wander around. They'll go gather some resources. And they start out with more weapons, better weapons. They usually start out with, like, shotguns and things like that, like, right out of the gate. And I can tell you right now they're a better shot. Oh, we got to grab this instead. This is more important. Silicone is like gold. There's another one, lithium. That's like gold. We're going to need a lot of that coming up. I don't need any more iron at the moment, so I'm sort of holding off on that. But we do want that silicone. Alright, now let's see if we completely lost track of our deer. I know that's bad hunting juju, but is that him? No, that's a tree stump. Oh, there he is. Got him. Down. Alright. We'll go grab him. Like I said, we want those antlers. Although with a new patch coming, I'm kind of curious what he's going to do. Again, assuming there's one coming. I know he had put out a couple teaser videos about a couple different... Aw, you're going to make me do this? Oh, really? Uh-oh. Unnecessary kill, but there was no way I was going to get to skin that deer without it. But, I mean, at least we got the, got the leather off him. So it wasn't completely useless. But we got a lot of meat. Hopefully we'll make it back before any of it spoils, but I doubt it. Some of it, I'm sure, will spoil. Just the way it goes. What I should be doing is using the bow, to be honest with you. Anyway, so assuming there is a patch, he had put out a teaser video not too long ago about, like, dismemberment and things like that, but never really heard anything from him since, so it's kind of hard to tell. Like I said, he's terrible at communication. Like, I don't know if he just doesn't care or doesn't want to, or, you know, maybe he doesn't like talking to people, who knows. You know, some people are just like that. I will say that he's got to have some sort of sadistic side to him, given how difficult this game can be. But absolutely enjoyable and phenomenal work on his part. Like, he really is a phenomenal simulator. And again, it's like 15 bucks. Like, oh, that's what we're looking for right there, guys. That is what we are looking for right there. How about that? Let's see what we got. Let's hope for some goodies. Did we get some goodies? Ah, we got some goodies, but not what I was hoping for, folks. Let's go see what fell on the ground. What do we got here? Shotgun shells. I don't really need the feathers right now, so we'll take that. What's this one? Oh, we definitely want those. What else can you get rid of? I don't want to get rid of the leather. Here, let me do this. I need to wash my hands so I can eat those. And then that frees up space for some of that too. Alright. Now, realistically, we should head back to base and drop this stuff off. And I think we'll sort of make a wide circle heading that way. I don't really want to waste our trip out here, so we're going to sort of make an elongated arc here that will circle back around to the base. Ooh, we're getting hot out here. How about that? Like, that's another thing. Speaking of heat, like, you got to manage your body temperature. Obviously, when you're hot, your body's going to burn more calories trying to maintain its temperature. When you're cold, you're going to burn more protein to maintain your temperature. When you're in your house, you can make heaters. You can make an air conditioning unit, you know. And, like, that's part of the thing that I changed for him is that the electrical output by default, the default version of the game, the electrical output is just, it's insane what it takes to actually generate enough power to maintain any kind of level of comfort where you're not constantly dodging. It's just, I think the best way to describe what I've done here is I just sort of added an element of relaxation to it where you can get to a certain point and just sort of, all right, I can chill out for a minute now, you know. Like I said, the big thing we're still looking for right now is an item called weapons parts. Allows us to make better weapons, things like a lever action rifle, which I have boosted the power on that to a very, very powerful level. It's a very, very wickedly strong gun now. So, excited to get to that, but unfortunately we need those weapons parts. What is this? More iron. There's iron everywhere. Sort of doing a scan here, seeing if we see anything that stands out. I have found plenty of those boxes. I see a lot of guys talking about how, you know, ever since he changed the loot system of the ground, right? You know, those fibers that you keep seeing me pick up, you know, they used to be just one fiber. So you could just like sprint and run around and grab your fiber. The problem with that idea is that sprinting absolutely depletes your resources even faster, just as it would in real life. And so my big recommendation to everyone is like sprint as little as possible, because this is also a simulator where you'll miss stuff. If you're just sprinting and running as fast as you can, trying to get from point A to point B, you're going to miss a lot. You know, don't be afraid to camp out. If you get too far from home, chop a tree, grab some supplies to make a fire, and camp out. You know, do a little hunting, and then head home in the morning. You don't want to be wandering around at night. It gets very, very cold here at night. But that was another thing I adjusted. I did adjust some of the thermal wear. Increase their thermal protection a little bit, just to make it so that, like, if you're wearing a winter coat, you know, you actually stand a chance of walking around in the colder areas without dying every time. So, like I said, there's a few changes that I've made, but you still have to get to that point to where you get to reap those benefits. The ores that you guys see me grabbing, you know, when you put them in a refinery for the fragments that you need, the metal fragments, normally it would be 1 to 1. So 1 ore to 1 fragment. I have it 1 to 10 now. For every 1 ore, you get 10 fragments. And again, that's probably a little high. I think I need to reduce that a little bit too. This was my first attempt at editing a map, so I sort of just, a lot of it was just changing things for convenience and just seeing how the gameplay played out. And so I'm excited for the next patch. It'll be fun to start again, which we probably will, but we'll see. Even though we have a ton of this stuff, like I said, you never stop gathering. Now you can skip a few here. You don't need to run after every single one. But like, for example, when they line up like this, you know, when they're in a big cluster like this, just, yeah, grab them. You know, like, that was a nice grab right here. And then reduce the mats. That's, you know, like I said, I think I already mentioned that we reduced the crafting cost of a lot of the stuff. I'm surprised we have not ran into a hunter yet. Genuinely shocked by that. Keep going this way. And when I get an abundance of things, usually I'll do things like that. Just sort of just walk through and grab what I can without stopping. We've already got a ton of it. It's not a huge loss to just sort of keep on moving. Got a bunch of nails already. Thought I saw a box up here. No? Am I losing my mind? Probably losing my mind. Leather's the hard one, man. I mean, you have no choice but just hunt like crazy. I wish, you know, I could probably look into that, honestly, and I didn't even think about taking a look at the animal loot and see if you increase the leather drop rate. I mean, these little scraps of leather that we're getting, that's, you know, that's sort of another example. Although it'd be nice if you made a skinning knife. And then, if you made the skinning knife, oh, you guys are about to see something glorious. We're going to drop a moose. Here we go, folks. This is fun. We get a ton of meat. You son of a gun. Oh, if it wasn't for that tree. Alright, so he'll run for a second. And then he's going to turn around and come after us after we peg him. I'll probably get one more shot on him, and then he's going to come after us. Let's see if we can't. Oh, got too close. Kind of couldn't avoid that. Let's switch to the rifle. Alright. There we go. And see, that makes sense. Like, that was 5 shots, and a moose is no small kill. Alright, we'll have to see what dropped. If that's the steaks, we ain't getting rid of that. Yeah, no. We ain't letting that go. Alright, so let's see what we got in here. I don't really need the medicinal herbs, to be honest with you, so we can let those ride. Pick that up. And we definitely want that sinew. That's another one that's not an option. We have to grab the sinew. I'm going to let the copper go. We can easily go get more of that. And we might even be able to get up there, put this away, and come back and get that stuff anyway. So let's get upstairs. Let's get a lot of this stuff put away. Let's wash our hands. Last thing we need is a damn infection. You can get an infection. You can get an infection from leaving your hands bloody for too long, eating while your hands are bloody, and being attacked by an animal. So, like a wolf or something like that, if they attack you, you can, they can give you an infection. There we go. We got some protein in here. That's for damn sure. All right, let's head on. Oh, berries. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, man. Speaking of berries, let's go up top. Look at our... Whew, need some fertilizer. And some water, too. We're going to have to fill all those here in a minute. We'll come back to that, but speaking of seeds, here we go. See, we even picked up 3 more of the medicinal herb seeds, so if we need medicinal herbs, we can get them easily. But we got some carrot seeds, we can drop those down. Alright, that cleared up a couple spots. I'm not going to worry about going back and getting that stuff, but we probably could have. Shotgun shells, we picked up a few. Set those over there. Rifle rounds, let's set those there. We'll drop these ones here. Good. Let's refill our stack of arrows. And I think that's it for this. Oh, nope. Got some pistol ammunition. And let's see what else. Drop those in there. There we go. Got a couple ores, some fragments. I think that's it for this container. Alright, I got some planks, got some logs. Oops, wrong one. Cordage. I didn't realize I had 2 stacks of cordage. I would have combined those earlier. Electrical components, ton of nails. See, these are what we need more of. Those weapon parts there. But we're just going to have to keep waiting. These are fantastic for making more of the glass. There we go. The antlers and sinew. The sinew we use to make rope. And we can use the antlers to make more... whatever that stuff is called. Since I'm brain farting right now. Adhesive. Okay. Now coming over to our fireplace. Let's go to our render fat. Drop that guy in there. When we ignite it again, it'll create more biofuel from the fat. And I forgot about those plates. I thought I already had some of those. No? Nothing in there. Nothing in there. It's been a minute since I've checked everything. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Like I said, we had plenty of iron, so I wasn't too worried about the iron. Still got some copper fragments, and we have a ton of copper. So yeah, we were good there too. This is iron ore. I guess we can just set this down in here. I'll organize it later. I usually do that stuff off camera so you guys don't have to put up with that. Alright, so let's sort of start lining everything back up again. Groovy. Okay. Sun's starting to come down. So we don't have a ton of daylight left. And look at that. We got some tomatoes ready for harvest. Everything's ready for harvest. Alright, so now, if we take a look at our seeds, we're just going to put these down here. They're just not high on my priority list. The cotton is. Definitely grow the cotton. I mean, the thing about cotton, no matter what you do, you don't get any more seeds. So when you get them, you might as well make them. But see, so we got 11 of those. Let's go ahead and grow the carrots. But we're out of, so we'll extract 5 seeds. That'll give us some of those. Let's do the same thing for the potatoes. Extract 5 seeds. There we go. There. And then now we'll get a nice big bunch back. And we can actually eat a few of those. Get a nice boost. Boom. And let's grab all of our waters out since we need to fill those. Let's go ahead and throw the cotton in there. And we'll do 1 carrot. There we go. Let's go down the fridge. Load up our veggies. I think we need another fridge, actually. We do need another fridge. I wish the tomato stacked as high as everything else does. There we go. Okay, it's like, how do you get so many stacks of onions, but not on the tomatoes? It's like, dude, like, an onion's bigger than a tomato is. Alright, let's go fill our canteens. I can't wait till we can make a water tank, start supplying water to the house. That'll be nice too. Alright, let's see what we need to make. Let's make a fuel brick. Make that out of simple cordage. We need a stick. Apparently I forgot to adjust that speed. Okay, and that should be it. There we go. Now we can come over here, start our fire. So load the brick first, then your igniter. Off we go. Do that. Let's go grab something to eat. Let's turn the light on. And let's see, what do we need? We really just need protein, so I'm just going to focus on a couple of steaks. The livers are great because they will give you both veggies and protein, but I don't think we need that much. Now, we do have some cotton. We have 80 cotton. We have 13. See, it's the leather, man. We need way more leather. There we go. And we're actually going to drink one of those. Drop those other two in there. Drop one of those steaks on the fire. Let's go fill that other one up since we drank out of it. Hey, let me out, buddy. Ah, the airplane. There it goes. Is it going down? They will crash, and you can go to the crash site and get all kinds of goodies. Got that damn steak in the oven. Let's turn that light off so I can get a better idea. They come ever so often. They don't always crash, but when they do. There. Guessing that's a no today. I don't think we're crashing today. Damn, that would have been nice. And you'll hear it, man. You will hear it when they crash. Well, that was a bummer. And then you'll also get a nice big smoke plume, and then you'll see a huge burning ember of a what was once a plane. More canteens to fill. Oh, this will be so nice. And you can make, eventually you'll be able to make a water system that you can fill all of your tanks in one shot. That gets super nice. Are you kidding me right now? Again, deer, I'll drop a deer. We want that, we want them antlers, man. So yeah, the only other thing that I think that I would increase is the leather drop. 2 little pieces of leather. I mean, that one deer could clothe somebody, you know, in their entirety. What is that? I know I ran past the ammo box, but that's okay. Mass, by the way, for those of you who play often, mass is the other thing that I did remove for me. Oh, leave me alone, you wolf. If you go onto any of your housing platforms, it could be something as simple as just the foundation. As soon as you touch them, the wolf will run away. Bears, not so much, but a wolf will. They'll run away. Alright. Well, we didn't get quite as far as I was hoping to get today, but it will work out, I guess. We certainly have some work to do. Keep one of those on us. And let's go put the rest of the stuff away. Well, we had a nice wander around. We got to go explore and Did find one of those locked crates. Unfortunately, it didn't have what I was looking for in it, but I wonder what was it. Oh, I think it was just old spoiled food. But hopefully that will come down the line later on. We're just going to have to wait. We're already in July. How about that? The weapons parts are definitely the most crucial thing that I'm looking for right now. I'd feel a hell of a lot better if we could get the... Is that a moose? If it's a moose, we gotta take him down. No, no, it's a pig. Okay. Well, guys, that was it. That was day 10. So, not quite as progressive as I was hoping, and that's sort of what I'm getting at. Like, it still takes time. You still have to walk through the paces. It doesn't come like yesterday, you know, kind of thing. But I think the last thing we'll do today is make a fridge. 12. We need those, and I believe planks, if I'm not mistaken. Let's make one more fridge. We definitely need it. There we go. And let's go ahead and set that up. We just have too much in this one. So we'll take all the veggies out of this one, I think. Leave this one as a protein box. There we go. Oh, gosh, that would have sucked. Almost forgot to turn it on. Perfect. All right, my friends, stay tuned for day 11. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you can continue to enjoy the series. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It certainly helps the channel out. Stay safe and healthy.